Let's turn to our guest. She is Haiyan Wang. She's managing partner at the China-India Institute. Based in Washington, D.C., what is your opinion from everything you've seen overnight here about the work report and the promise to open up to overseas markets?
I thought that the Premier Li Keqiang's working report was delivered in a somber tone, but very realistic, very proactive. I thought it's a pro-growth, pro-stability, pro-employment, pro-market report. On the softening of the economic growth target, although from 6 to 6.5%, it is a slowing down, but I actually think that it is comforting to know that Chinese government is setting a range of growth target, not holding a high target, but giving themselves enough flexibility for monetary and fiscal policies so that the growth is more higher quality, allows some room for structural reform. And then Li Keqiang did also point out that the target for the growth is really for employment, pro-employment, ensuring that the urban employment rate to be kept under 4.5% and bringing in 10 million more jobs, urban more jobs. That is going to be very challenging given the strong headwinds. But also I hear a lot of pro-market message. I think that the foreign market, foreign investors, foreign businesses who are keen to listen to how China is going to go forward with structural reform is going to welcome those messages. He talked about the need for reducing bureaucracy, the need for bringing a level playing field for small businesses, state-owned enterprises, and also opening up more sectors for foreign businesses, for increasing investment windows for foreign businesses. I think those are pro-market messages.
So I'm asking you a personal question now. Where do you think we are in this round of trade negotiations? We're hearing Mike Pompeo and Larry Kudlow saying very positive things, nothing really from the Beijing side. Where do you suspect we are?
I think that right now, we're all waiting to see what will come out of Xi and Trump meeting towards the end of this month. Even though there are not a lot of announcements, I wouldn't be surprised that everybody's working really, really hard towards a truce, towards an agreement. It's coming to the point where I think that the market, and for both China and the U.S., that a softening of this tension is necessary. I expect some deals, for example, significantly reducing tariffs on both sides, increasing imports from China to reduce the trade deficit, some agreement on enforcing more of the intellectual property rights protection, reducing the requirement of technology transfer might be on the table.
What about the issue of access to the huge and growing Chinese market? You heard Li Keqiang talking about that today in Beijing. It's a promise. How much do you worry as a businesswoman operating in Washington, D.C., that sometimes this is just words and that actually it will take a very long time to get to the point where the markets are opened up and that the Americans don't really realize that?
Yeah, I think that in terms of China's market opening up, welcoming the American products and services, that's already quite open. I think moving in the right direction. From a trade standpoint, the export currently, U.S. export to China is about 8.4% of U.S.'s total export. I expect that percentage to go up, whether it's for agricultural products, energy products, and for services, financial services. And I think that China is aiming for balance of trade. So I think that as an import market, that's a huge opportunity. More importantly, I think for the U.S. businesses, it's not just a market story, but also the global supply chain story. That China is such an important base for global supply chain. Any disruptions would not be good for the smooth operation, and plus for multinational companies operating within China. And that is not reflected in the export number, but that market for businesses within China is significant.
So we have to wait for the Xi-Trump summit, the next one.
I am very optimistic. Right? I think that we will see some good news.
Haiyan Wang, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure.